Welcome to Lingua Latina Tutorials with Mr. K. This is Chapter 28, Grammatica Exercises. Here we have practice with the grammar of the imperfect subjunctive. We have all the forms of the active here in the first, second, and third conjugation, so first, second, and fourth conjugations with rem, res, ret, remus, retus, ret endings, and the third conjugation with erem, eres, eret, eremus, eretus, erent. Again, I think the best way to handle this is to think about just adding mst, mustis, nt to the infinitive. In the passive, we have first, second, and fourth conjugations, which can also be handled in the same way. Think about the infinitive and then adding ar, ristur, mur, mini, untur. Over here, let's practice. We have the active amabat est indicativus imperfecti, amaret non indicativus, sed blank imperfecti est. So amabat, was loving, is the indicative of the imperfect, is the imperfect indicative. Amaret, so that he was loving, is not indicative, but conjunctivus, but is subjunctive of the imperfect, is imperfect subjunctive. Tacebat, legebat, dormiebat est indicativus imperfecti, taceret, legeret, dormiret, blank, blank est. So he was quiet, he was reading, he was sleeping, is the imperfect indicative. Taceret, legeret, dormiret, so that he was being quiet, so that he was reading, so that he was sleeping. That is the subjunctive imperfect. So conjunctivus. And so instead of saying imperfect subjunctive, which is the way we say it, they say the subjunctive of the imperfect. Imperfecti. Conjunctivus imperfecti, the imperfect subjunctive. Singular. Persona prima, the first person, rem. Second person, res. Third person, ret. Plural, remus, retis, and the rent. Okay, go ahead and try the rest of that, and let's go on to exercise 12. Here we have practice with our verb forms. Remember that you have to memorize these independently from the passages to make sure you know all three forms, if there are three forms, sometimes only two, for each one of these verbs. So on one side you write to learn, on the other side you write discere and didicisse. You can do it the way that we have it here, which is to learn and then to have learned, or you could simply go discere, to learn, and then didici, which you hear me in the margin notes often say it that way, which means I learned, so the first person of the perfect. However you're most comfortable, and probably best to do it the way that Orberg has it here and in the margin notes. Dividere, to divide, divisisse, to have divided, and divisumesse, to have been divided. And one more we'll do together, eikere, and then eikisse, eiekisse, and so it's eiekisse, and eiectum. So to throw out, to have thrown out, and to have been thrown out. So go ahead and finish this section. Do it a few times if you need to, till you know all the forms, and then you're ready to go back and reread the chapter, study your margin notes, try the flashcards, and when you're comfortable, go on to the pensa. And if you succeed at the pensa at 80 to 90% proficiency, then you're ready for chapter 29, and I will see you there.